Hello traders, you're welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to be looking at the best MACD settings for intraday trading. So if you are an intraday trader, then you might want to stick around to find out how to best optimize your MACD for intraday trading and how to use the MACD for intraday trading. Okay, so we're just going to be looking at a guide on how to effectively use the MACD for intraday trading, how to adjust it for fast-paced markets, and how to spot key signals to improve your performance. So first of all, for fast-paced intraday markets, you might want to tweak the default MACD settings to make them more sensitive to quick price movements. So the default settings are 12, 26, and 9. 12 for the fast EMA, 26 for the slow EMA, and 9 for the MACD SMA. However, for intraday trading, you might want to adjust the settings as follows. You make the fast EMA 6, you make the slow EMA 13, and you make the MACD SMA 5. Now, these faster settings will help the MACD react quicker to price changes, making it more suitable for short-term trades. Okay, so we just load it now on the chart. So now, how do you use the MACD for intraday trading? For a bullish signal, you will be looking out for when the MACD line crosses above the zero line. When it crosses above the zero line, it indicates a buy signal. It shows that there is an increase in momentum in the market. Okay, in the bullish direction, it shows an increase in bullish momentum. And then for a bearish signal, it is when the MACD line crosses below the zero line and it signals potential selling opportunities, showing bearish momentum. Now, as for the MACD histogram, the histogram bars show the difference between the MACD line and the signal line. So when the bars start getting larger in either direction, it means momentum is increasing. So when you see the MACD line increasing in length in the bullish direction, it shows an increase in bullish momentum. On the other hand, when you see the MACD line increasing in length in the bearish direction, it shows an increase in bearish momentum. Okay, so for bullish confirmation, if the histogram flips from the negative, that is from below zero to above zero, okay, if it flips from the negative to the positive and continues expanding, it reinforces the buy signal. On the other hand, if the histogram flips from the positive to the negative, it confirms the sell signal. So after you see the crossover line, the crossover of the MACD line above or below the zero line, an additional confirmation is when the histogram bars flip from the negative to the positive for a bullish and from the positive to the negative for a bearish. Okay, and then you can also use divergence for extra confirmation. We've talked about divergence in a previous video. However, just very briefly, for a bullish divergence, if the market makes lower lows, if the market makes lower lows, for example, as we can see here, lower lows, and the MACD is making higher lows, it shows that a potential bullish reversal is about to happen, and we can see that eventually the price reversed in the bullish direction. On the other hand, for a bearish divergence, it's just the opposite. If price is making higher highs, this time around it is higher highs, but the MACD makes lower highs, it signals a weakening bullish momentum and a potential reversal to the downside. So now, what are the common mistakes that you should avoid when using this strategy? One is you should try to avoid over trading the MACD signals. Be cautious of false signals, especially in choppy markets. It's better to combine MACD signals with price action or other technical indicators like support and resistance. So you can just identify notable support and resistance zones on your charts, as those are going to help you. Those are going to serve as additional confirmation when you are using the MACD to determine your entries and your exits. As we can see, about this time that this divergence occurred, price was bouncing off a support zone. So that was going to serve as extra confirmation, and then we could have considered exiting our buy trade at the resistance, or we could have waited for the MACD line to cross below the zero line as an exit confirmation, and that happens somewhere around here. Okay, now next is it's important to wait for confirmation. Okay, try to always confirm both with the MACD lines crossing over the zero line, the histogram bars, being in the same direction, and then price action, support and resistance lines. You can look for candlestick patterns as well, just to emphasize the signal, okay, to know how valid that signal is. Okay, getting multiple confirmations is a great idea. All right, now how do you adapt the MACD to your trading style? Before we round up the video, just in case of if you are a very short-term trader like a scalper, you might want to further decrease the EMA periods. Okay, because these periods, the longer or the higher the values are, the less quicker, or how do I put it now, the slower. The higher the values are, the slower they react to price changes. So if you are a scalper, you want to get as many trades as possible. You will want to reduce the values so that the MACD can react faster to price changes, and you can be able to use them to catch moves on smaller time frames. Okay, so you can consider reducing it to 5, 12, and 4, for example. But if you are a more conservative trader, maybe you want to stick with the default, or you can slightly modify the settings to 8, 21, and 5. That is if you are more of maybe a swing trader. Okay, so that's just it. And always make sure that you observe proper risk management. Do not trade with an amount you cannot afford to lose, and make sure you are patient. Okay, patiently wait for your strategy to show up in the market before you enter your trades. It's very important. I hope you found this video insightful. Kindly like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on more trading insights. Cheers and happy trading.